Okay, so this is your sign to seriously start loving yourself because it's been enough. Like you keep hating on yourself. You keep hating on that baby. It's like you love not like, directly, but you indirectly hurt yourself, but you know that you're hurting yourself. So you're like, you keep self-sabotaging. You keep self-sabotaging. You keep hating on that baby, and you're dependent. Like, this is a fucking dependence. Like, why do you love hurting yourself on purpose? Why do you love hurting that baby girl or baby boy? Why? I'm making this video. As you guys know, I really make videos when I relate to the title, like when I relate to the same thing. So, when you know that that thing that you're doing is not benefiting you, when you know that that thing is not going to help you in some way, why do you keep doing that thing? Like, why do you keep scrolling on TikTok if you know that you want to have a productive day? Why don't you get up for yourself early and you keep sleeping till like 2 p.m. if you know that you said to yourself, you promised yourself that you would have woke up at 8 a.m. or like even before 5 a.m. to like have your productive routine and do that and do that and do that. But you just like you keep lying to yourself. How do you expect to have to build a real relationship with yourself? How do you expect to become your highest self if you don't even respect yourself? Like, why do you hate yourself? And I know that you might hate yourself because it comes from beliefs of other people that were put into you. Like, for instance, I'm gonna share my story. I've always felt like a diva. Like when I was born, I've always had that attitude of being a diva, loving myself, doing what I wanted to do and stuff. And then I slowly started to hate myself, and I'm gonna tell you when I started to hate myself. I started to I've always loved myself and stuff, as I was saying to you before. But then during middle school, I got bullied. Like I got severely bullied from this dude, which basically was projecting his thoughts about me on me. And because I was a people pleaser, I had gained a lot of weight, so I was I didn't like myself anymore. I thought that I was what he was saying. Like I seriously hated myself, and I was a people pleaser. So I took his opinions like they were true, like they were real and stuff, and I took his opinions as my own opinions, even though my best self of course wouldn't have done that. So I generally loved to hurt myself. I generally loved to self-sabotage myself by listening to his opinions and thinking and assuming them. And also I love to hurt myself by listening to what these dumb people in my class had to say about me. I love to do that. That sounds so crazy, but that is exactly what you're doing right now. You love to hurt yourself. Why do you love to hurt yourself? You love to hurt yourself because you want to punish yourself. You want to punish yourself. What did you do? What did you do? You see, I believe this is my point of view. I had gained a lot of weight. So and I kept on binge eating. I kept on not doing anything that would have made me a better person. I kept on not making and not doing anything that was that would have helped me to improve myself, whether it was like, workout, whatever, eating healthy. No, you guys, I eat a junk food 24/7, and I used to binge eat. Like, I love to hurt myself. Like, I was binge eating. Like, my belly would beg me to stop because I was about to fucking vomit, but I kept on going. So I like fucking love to like see myself hurt. Like, do you know from what this comes from? It comes like, from the fact that I believe that I didn't like the fact that I was like, I had a lot of problems at home. Plus I had like, I gained a lot of weight. I had gained a lot of weight, and I didn't have any friends. So like, all of this, which wasn't my fault, like, the fact that I didn't have any friends, but like, for instance, the fact that I could have, done workout and stuff, but I didn't do it. Like, all of these things made me hate myself. Like, not having respect myself made me hate myself. So I kept loving, being reminded of that by that bully in my class, by that bullying reminding me the fact that I was fat, the fact that I was of an inferior race because I'm Moroccan, of like, insult for my religion because I'm Muslim and stuff. I love to like, just in general, I love to feel underestimated and to feel hated and to feel bad about myself. I generally love to do that because, you guys, it's like, that's why, like, self-love should be taught to, like, babies. Like, when I have my baby, inshallah, I am going to make him or her, like, repeat affirmations with me from age 1 day. I swear, like, literally. So it's like, you should really, like, stay with your baby and understand everything about him, because that's when the traumas are born. Like, when you're a little, your traumas are born, and you keep having those traumas all of your life. Even like, you try to heal them, but they're always going to be there with you. You know what I mean? So it's like, even now, when now I'm 18, I'm a teenager, like, I'm an adult almost. It's like, I don't, like, sometimes I still have those limiting beliefs about myself, even though I know that, like, with affirmations and other things, alhamdulillah, I'm like starting not to focus on that bullshit because it's not part of me. That was not what I wanted for myself, and I incredibly, like, feel guilty about what I've done to myself, what I was doing to that baby, because as I already said to you guys in different other videos, I always try to, like, think about my baby self, and I always have a picture about myself on my, like, how do you say it in English, like, my phone cover. Like, I have a baby picture about me, my wallpaper as well, because every single time that I like, I am starting to realize that I'm hurting myself, that I'm self-sabotaging, I look at that baby and I'm like, but you should only, like, deserve the best. Why am I doing this to you? Why am I doing this to you? But the fact is that you normalize so fucking much self-sabotaging that it's not okay. Like, it's not okay to keep on scrolling, to like keep comparing yourself to other people who's, like, other people who's like, life you don't know shit about, because you don't know what that person has done. You don't know what the fuck that person, like, from where that person went through to get to where they are right now. You don't know shit. And, like, 1 year, like, an hour ago, I was, like, scrolling on TikTok. I kept on, like, scrolling on TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff to compare myself. And I realized again that I was hurting myself on purpose because I wanted to do other things, like, for myself, for my highest self. But I kept on fucking self-sabotaging. Like, you see, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. The earlier you understand that other people, you shouldn't give a shit about other people, the easier and the sooner you'll start to live better, because you don't realize that what you want to look, what do you want is not in other people, is in you. Stop looking for what you want in other people and start looking for these things in yourself, like, you are so desperate. You are so desperate for other people. Again, like, last video that I made, I was talking about, stop fucking chasing people who don't give a shit about you. Last year in school, I didn't give a shit if I was alone. I didn't give a shit if I had friends and stuff, which it is good to do that. But I also, like last year I was good at this thing. I was good about the fact that I didn't have to, I wasn't forcing myself to be around people and stuff. It was good because I was like, I'm okay but on my own. But at the same time, I isolated myself, even though there were, like, people with whom I wanted to talk about, to whom I wanted to talk, even though there were people I wanted to talk to, okay? So whilst this year I'm doing the exact contrary, so, like, I'm like, even though there's someone I don't want to talk to, I go and talk to that person. Like, it's forcing. When you do this, it's forcing. You gotta understand. I'm always good on my own. Like, take this as a fucking like, mantra, let's say. I'm okay on my own always. I don't need to chase because I only attract. Whilst if there is someone that, I like the vibe of that person, I'm not forcing. I'm gonna go to that person, just, like, try to have a conversation, but not because I'm forcing, but because I just, like, feel like it's not that you gotta think I need to do that because I need that person. You just, like, I want to have a conversation with that person, but it's not that I need that. Like, if you're there or you're not there, I don't give a shit. I'm okay on my own. So, like, this year, especially in school, in a certain period, I felt like I was fucking seeking, like, I was fucking chasing, because in my head I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't talk to that person, then I'm gonna be, oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel so bad. Whilst last year I didn't talk to anyone. I was good. I was super good, like, because I had manifested, like, I was having, like, so much self-love that I really didn't give a shit, okay, about, like, whether people were I didn't really give a shit about what others thought about me. Whilst this year, it's like I feel like I have to chase other people. The fuck? No, there is no way that I'm going to do it ever again, you guys, because you gotta understand that all that you want is in you. Look for those things that you want in yourself, in God, in yourself, and realize that He's the only one that truly actually matters, not other people. If you see, like, someone that has a good vibe, whatever, yeah, have a conversation, but don't be in your mind, oh my gosh, I have to chase this person because otherwise I'm not going to have anyone. Don't be like that. I'm good on my own. The only one that matters is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, myself, my family. That's it. If you're here or you're not here, doesn't really matter because I'm good on my own. It's not that I need to chase you. Who are you? Fuck? No. And so yeah. Another thing is, like, girl, stop procrastinating. I'm like, seriously, and stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop forcing too. Stop forcing. Don't force things. Do not. If you don't feel like that thing is, like, 100% you, or that thing, stop forcing to be someone else. Like, you gotta be authentic. You don't understand. We humans, we're beautiful because we're, like, all different. From one another, we're all different. It's all different shit. We're all different. That's why we're beautiful, So it's like, stop trying to look like, stop trying to do that, and most importantly, stop hyping other things, other people. Just hype Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and hype yourself. Like, you don't see how much hype you're giving to other people, because you guys in this world, and you guys, you Muslims, listen to me now. Shirk. 2025 is like the fucking year of shirk. Like, in general, the more we go further, the more shirk we do. Like, literally, if you have a phone, if you have TikTok, you see a beautiful girl on TikTok, and you're like, you go to the comments and you're like, oh my gosh, she's a goddess. She's like, oh my god. And people literally start to idolize that person. They literally start to idolize that person. So, you guys, and most of these people don't even believe in God. So it's like, you do idolatry. Literally, you idolize, you hype, and you don't hype yourself. So it's like, most of the time, these people are like insecure people who don't have confidence in themselves. Literally, because I see that there's a beautiful girl on TikTok, I might think, oh, she's beautiful, but it's not that I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so like, why do you keep idolizing? This is the same concept of like fans. You guys, I want to be a singer and an actress, inshallah, a successful one. There's no way that my fans are going to idolize me. Like, if my fans idolize me thinking that it's not, idolizing is different from like finding someone as an inspiring person, because I love to see that my fans think that I'm like, an inspiring person, that I'm beautiful, that I'm talented. I love to like, hear these things. Like, I like, I love you. Thank you for saying that. I already know it, but of course, thank you for saying that. But it's not that you guys have to idolize me. It's not that, if I'll be famous one day, inshallah, because I feel like I'm going to be famous as fuck, inshallah, one day. I don't want to have fans that idolize me and do idolatry. Like, I don't want to see fans that are like literally hate themselves, but that idolize me. I don't want to have these kind of fans, because it's like, you have no self-esteem, you hate yourself, you don't hype yourself, but you hype me. No, baby. Hype God and then hype yourself. Don't hype me, okay? So it's like, it's good to like, think that I'm inspiring. Thank you so much for thinking that, but you shouldn't really like, give all of your value to me. Give it to yourself. Like, you guys stop hyping other people, other human beings, because you don't realize how the fuck you keep idolizing celebrities. You keep idolizing celebrities in a way that is fucking sick. And if I wouldn't have read Quran, I would be on the same boat as you guys, because Quran Kareem basically says to us that we shouldn't commit shirk, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that is powerful. He is the Lord of the worlds. He's like the most powerful being to ever exist. It's not that you see Kylie Jenner and you're like, you have no faith in God, but you idolize Kylie Jenner. What do you think, that Kylie Jenner is God? That is basically what you're saying. And that is so fucking disrespectful towards our creator. Because you can like, not believe in God, whatever, but you shouldn't like commit shirk and idolatry. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you literally think that a creature that was created by the Lord is superior to the creator. That's what you're basically saying. And if you're an insecure person who has no self-esteem, no self-respect, whatever, and you're like, and you hype, you idolize, you're like, oh my gosh, that Kylie Jenner, oh my gosh. It's not simply inspiration, because it's okay, like, fans are like people. Like, from my point of view, like, healthy fans are like the fans that find you inspiring, but that don't idolize you. Like, I want my fans, inshallah, to feel like they can be friends with me, because I love to be friends with people, like, who find me inspiring, and that I find inspiring as well, whatever. But like, I want my fans to feel like they can have, like, they can, I feel like I want to have fans that feel like they can be friends with me. I don't want to have fans who put me on a pedestal because I'm a creature of God. We are all creatures of God. And you guys gotta stop idolizing celebrities because they're like fucking creatures of God as well. Everyone is a creature of God. Believe it or not, it's objective. There is someone that created all of this, the Lord of the worlds. And we're like, this earth is like, has physical laws, physical whatever, everything that is submitted, that is under someone else's power, which is the one of God. You cannot control everything. That's subjective. You cannot control everything. You could say, let's say Kylie Jenner could say, tomorrow I want to go there and do this, that, and that. You could think that that's going to happen, but of course, you never know how things are going to be, because again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it all. That's objective. You cannot keep fucking idolizing humans if humans were created by someone greater. That is so fucking embarrassing. Like, imagine idolizing someone that is not God. Like, there's no way that my fans are like going to idolize me, because it's like, as I was saying to you before, it is okay to feel like someone, to think that someone is inspiring. Like, for instance, I follow other singers, I follow other actresses, like, you know, for instance, I love Jenna Ortega, but it's not that I idolize her. It's not that I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so inspired by her. I love like the way she acts, her movies, her as a person, even though I haven't met her yet, but I feel like I'm going to be super friends with her, inshallah, one day. But it's like, I don't idolize her, because it's like, she's a human like me. If she did that, I can do it as well. Just like other celebrities. You see, I hate celebrities. I hate people, because at the end of the day, they are just people. Like, you know, there's no fucking way they're going to see me one day being like, don't touch me. Who the fuck are you? That is a fucking other human being, right? Okay? We are all human beings. Stop thinking that you're superior to other people. Like, you know, really, it is always, you guys, we should always be humble. You're always going to be as a humble person. If I have $1 million, if I have €1 in my pocket, I'm always going to be humble. There is no fucking way, because at the end of the day, we're just creatures. We are all the same. We are all fucking created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are all creatures. He's the creator. If there's someone that should, like, you know, hack themselves, that is God. That is God. Literally. So stop following people that you idolize and you think that are superior, because you're committing shirk, you're committing idolatry, and you're not giving the hype to whom you should really give to, who is God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also give hype to yourself, of course, like, you know, by loving yourself, and by thinking that you're capable of anything you set your mind to, and by thinking that, as Liz says, God wants you to win, because of course he wouldn't have put you in a position where you in a position that you couldn't bear, like, you know what I mean? Because, for instance, I live in a position that to a lot of other people might seem like a difficult one, but he put me into this position because he knows that I can bear it, and that one day, inshallah, I'm going to be someone. I incredibly feel that a lot. So make sure that you guys talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot. You guys pray a lot. You always hype him first, and not other people, not other celebrities, how you guys call them, which are like basically people who live thanks to your hype, which you should give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and yourself. And yeah, so stop. That is embarrassing, literally, because you could give that hype to, you should give that hype to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and yourself, and that's when you'll see the magic happen. Like, I mean, give your hype to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like, by praising him, praying to him, talking to him, asking him for forgiveness, and asking him for whatever you want, because he's the one that can give you. And give the hype also to yourself by improving every single day, by loving yourself, by doing what's best for you, and by not self-sabotaging, by, you know, doing affirmations, meditation, working out, eating healthy, taking care of yourself, working, finding a way to like, you know, get money, work smarter, not harder, by, you know, looking, by, you know, like, you know, speaking good or remaining silent, by treating the people who love you well and people that treat you like shit how they should be treated the same way, or like even worse, so they can understand. And by just like, you know, to making everything in order like, you know, to feel good, but not to feel good with like something that at the end of the day hurts you. Like for instance, like, you know, alcohol, you could say, I drink alcohol, it makes me feel good, but then what? But then you feel like shit. No, do something that is hard, but that at the end of the day makes you feel good constantly, not just for a while, constantly. Like for instance, working out hurts, but you at the end of the day you feel like proud of yourself. You're like, damn, I did that, and you keep doing it, and that fucking builds consistent happiness. That's an example. Like, you know, the example, like for, like, you know, the principal example should be the one of God, of course. Like, you know, you keep praying, like, you know, when you wake up you're like, oh, why should I pray fajr? I want to keep sleeping, but then you're like, damn, I did that. And you keep, but then you see the results, and you keep, and you keep loving, you keep falling in love with the process, step by step. So yeah, you guys. But also, of course, you know, preferring to stay alone instead of like, you know, going out with shitty people, because you guys, you don't realize that sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just wants to protect you from going out with certain people. Literally happened to me again. Well, you know, the Italian way. I pronounce it like with the Italian way. Anyways, I was saying to you before that in my, again, chasing people era, like, you know, even like, you know, months ago, I would like, you know, chase people and be so fucking desperate and be like, do you want to go out with me? Like, you know, let's go. Yeah, like that. And that person, in a way or another, would always say, no, I can't, no, I can't, no, I can't. And of course, if that person keeps saying, no, I can't, no, I can't, no, I can't, you're like, why should I go out with you then, you know? But actually, I started to feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was just trying to protect me from going out with these people. And that is true. Because again, I found myself and I'm like, okay, I prefer to stay with him than to be surrounded by shitty people, because I only deserve the best friendships. And yeah, remember that it is way better to have him and nobody than to have everyone and not him. Because he's the Lord of the worlds. He's the Lord of the worlds, and it's like, make sure that he's like your best friend. If you have him, you have everything, and that is all that matters. So yeah, guys, I hope that you liked today's video and that it has helped you somehow, and I see you in the next one, inshallah. Make sure that you love yourself and you become your best self. Don't give up. It is a tough process, but I'm sure that you can do it, because I believe in yourself and you should believe in yourself most of all. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala believes in yourself as well. He wants you to win, and make sure that you want yourself to win as well. Make sure that he loves you, because he loves you. Just know that he loves you, and make sure that you love yourself as well. Stop chasing for other people, because everything that you're looking for, love, whatever, respect, it is in yourself and in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only thing that matters is, you know, the only one that matters is him and you. So make sure that you love him and that you love yourself. So yeah, bye, love you.